We are about to learn how to use the Microsoft Excel mailing list to create multiple letters addressed to different people. So to do that, we first have to open Microsoft Excel so that we create the list of the students, which contains student numbers, for instance, their names, their surnames. So we have to ensure that all these the fields are written in the first row, like student number, name, their email, their phone numbers, and so on. So I've fast forwarded this video. After creating the database, you have to ensure that you freeze the first pane. So you highlight the first pane, bold it, go to the view tab, and then under freeze panes, you click on freeze panes and freeze the top row. This is important. And then you scroll down to ensure that it is frozen. It is then when you can save your database. After saving the database, you can save it on any location you want, under the file, any file name you want, and then you save the database. After doing this, you're going to open Microsoft Excel, type in a letter, and then it will get details and their corresponding items from that Excel we just did. So here we are typing the letter. It will be dear someone, and that is why I make a dash, just a reminder for myself that I'm going to instruct Microsoft Word to go into Microsoft Excel, and then it should go and take or retrieve corresponding files. For instance, it will be dear someone's name, thank you for your application to the NUL. This seems to inform you that you've been accepted to study a certain course. So in Microsoft Excel, we have their name, their course, their year of commencement, and so on. So once we are done typing, we go into mailings. We select start mail mesh, and then we select the mail mesh wizard. It's the last option, and then a pop-up will appear on the right hand side. In this pop-up, we have a mail mesh. We click on next, start document, and then we have three options. We can use the current, we can use a template, or we can use the existing. But because I want to use this current document which I typed, that is why I click on use current. And then in the third options, we can type a new list. In this option, we're going to the database we created, we can create it inside Microsoft Word using this new address list. If it has addresses, we can also fill in the title, the first name, the last name, like we did in Microsoft Excel. However, because we used Microsoft Excel, we are not going to need this option. So this is whereby you had not created the Microsoft Excel file, whereby you could get to delete certain fields, rename fields, or even delete some fields. You can even change the order, but this is not what we're going to use. We're going to use an existing file, which is the Microsoft Excel document we created. So we click on browse. After clicking on browse, we have to select that Microsoft Excel file. So you go to the Microsoft Excel file and click on open. After doing so, we select the sheet inside Microsoft Excel, which was sheet 1. And as we can see all the details which are inside our database. That the last name, there we have a list of our last names, our first names, the students' numbers, and their nationalities, their faculties, their level of qualification, their ID numbers, their programs, and so on. And once we confirm that this is the information we want to use, we just click on OK. After doing so, we will realize that we have our sheet 1 and the name of our Excel file highlighted, and then we click on next, write your letter. So this is one of the most important parts. We have dear, and then we had reminded ourselves that we're going to fill in some spaces. Excuse me. So we can click on address block. This is whereby if we had addresses in the Microsoft Excel file, we would get to inform Microsoft Word to go and get these addresses and paste them here. Click on address block, and then this is your pop-up of different types of addresses you would want to make. However, because our database doesn't consist of addresses, it is rendered excuse me, as irrelevant. So the address block is used if you have the correspondence addresses inside your Microsoft Excel file. So we go on to the greeting line. The greeting line will be dear someone. So these are the previews of how we can start greeting someone. We realize that Microsoft Word is going to write dear on our behalf automatically. So we do not need to write dear inside our letter. That is why we will delete the dear part. And then now that is done, we go click on the greeting line, and then it will be dear Mr. Randall. It can be to Mr. Randall. That's the preview. But because we don't have Mr. Randall, we have Mr. Kikitsi as the first recipient. It will show us using our database, which is dear Mr. Kikitsi. We can choose other ones, dear Mr. Sichaba Kikitsi, and so on. We can even choose how we are going to punctuate it, with a comma, with no space, or with a colon. And then this is whereby if someone and then we just click on OK. So that greeting line means that it will get items from Microsoft Excel. It will get items being their names, and so on. So we want the greeting line. After the greeting line, it will be dear Mr. Sichaba of nationality, and then we want Microsoft Excel to go and retrieve his nationality from the Microsoft Excel file. So we click on more items, choose nationality, insert it, and then greeting line of nationality. Then we click on close. We then remove these other. So we have dear Mr. Sichaba of nationality Mosotho with a national ID of. We click on more items, ID number, insert, close. Then we delete the underscores we had made. Then move on to thank you for your application to the NUL. The serves to inform you that you have been accepted to study in there, and that is where we need the faculty. So we go on to more items, select the faculty, insert, close. We then remove the underscores. You've been selected in the Faculty of Science to study. This is whereby we need a program. You've been accepted in the faculty or a level of qualification. What are you going to study? Is it a master's degree program? Is it a bachelor's degree? Is it a diploma? We then remove the underscores. So is it going to be a diploma in architecture, a diploma in health science? That is where we will need the program. We then remove it for a duration of a certain years. We take our cursor to where we want the duration to be. Then we go to more items, click on the duration of study, insert. And then we remove the underscores. And the last part is that the student number you have been assigned is. So we take the cursor to the place where we want the student number to be inserted. And then student number, insert, close. Remove underscores. The underscores are not necessary. They are just for my reference as the writer. And then thank you, registrar. And then on bottom right, preview letter. So as we can see, we have dear Mr. Sichaba Kikitsi of nationality Mosotho with a national ID of. This is a preview of the actual letter that's going to be presented. National ID of thank you for your application to the NUL to study in the Faculty of Science, to study a diploma in social work for a duration of 2 years. You have been admitted and graded such that you will commence in the first year of the program. The student number you have been assigned is 2018-00000. Then we can click on that to view the next item. Dear Miss Nel Kotwani, of nationality Mosotho, with a national ID of RA307915. Thank you for your application to the NUL. The serves to inform you that you have been accepted to study in the Faculty of Agriculture to study a bachelor's degree in animal economics for a duration of 4 years. You have been admitted and graded such that you will commence in the first year of the program. The student number you have been assigned is 2018-00001. We had 3 items in our Microsoft Excel, so we move on to the third item. Dear Dr. Neo Litswisa, of nationality Zimbabwe, with a national ID of NW2837, a very large number. Thank you for your application to the NUL. Serves to inform you that you've been accepted to study in the Faculty of Health Science to study a philosophy of high degree in midwifery for a duration of 1 year. You have been admitted and graded such that you will commence in the second year of the program. The student number you have been assigned is 2018-00002. And that is the last item on the list. So we click on next, complete the mesh, and we are done. All we are left with is printing. So we go to print, select your it should print all records, click on OK, select your printer, and you are done.